Greetings everyone, I am Dr. Wolf, and I just saw this announcement for a new My Little Pony series called Pony Life. It kinda surprised a lot of people when it was an official announcement from Hasbro. I honestly wasn't expecting to see any more My Little Pony series until after the next movie came out and G5 officially starts, but apparently they want to keep something going because, yeah. At any rate though, when I first saw these images, I admit it was a little jarring. I mean, in the My Little Pony G4 series, we do see that characters have some fairly large heads compared to their bodies, but in this case, their heads are the size of their entire bodies. They're using a very Chibi Style here. And yeah, they are definitely trying to make things much more cutesy. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's, for now, just different. I mean, I'll have to actually see this in motion to decide whether or not I can get used to it and whether I can enjoy it. Now, also when I first heard this announcement, I was wondering, well, wait a second. If this is going to be a sort of interim series between G4 and G5, does that mean that they won't have the original voice actresses? Because that's kind of a big part of the characters that we've all grown to enjoy over the years. Thankfully, it is using all of the G4 voice actresses for each of these characters. So, much like with Equestria Girls, even if they are changing the setting and even changing a little bit of the art style, it still has the voice cast. And yeah, that's a big reason why a lot of fans enjoy these characters. I will say that since this is going more towards a slice of life set of stories, and given the premise that I read through, I can't imagine the conflicts are going to be a world-ending level like it was in G4. Let's see if I can read some of this. The new My Little Pony Life show looks at the funny side of friendship. The new center of the world is Sugar Cube Corner. Just like going to a friend's house after school, this is our pony's home away from home. Here, Pinkie Pie serves up frosted cupcakes to the best customers in the world, her friends. Pony Life episodes feature hilarious slice-of-life stories that modern kids can relate to. The series is loaded with magic, including a mysterious source of potions that Pinkie keeps hidden behind the bakery counter and breaks out when the need arises. Now, slice-of-life stories are certainly nothing new. There were plenty of slice-of-life stories throughout G4. In fact, the majority of episodes were more slice-of-life. But making the center of the world Sugar Cube Corner, where Pinkie Pie is serving up potions that have mysterious magical effects, I'm getting the sense that this is more toys driving stories rather than stories being driven by toys. Because earlier on in the article, it does mention that, yeah, there's a new My Little Pony toy line coming out, and yeah, there's going to be potions that change what ponies look like and what they can do and whatever it is. So if they're working off of that premise, and if it's going to be much more of, oh, let's give a random magical effect to make the story conflict for the day, or let's have a pony have a particular wish, like, I really wanted to try to do this, but I'm never going to be able to do this, until Pinkie Pie hands her a potion and says, here, drink up, let's see how it works. And naturally, they're going to want to go back to how they were before. I guarantee there's going to be stories like that. You know, come to think of it, if this is going to be potions that change a pony through mysterious magical means, does that mean that we'd ever get to see something like Earth Pony Fluttershy, or Rainbow Dash Unicorn, or Pegasus Rarity? I mean, you'd think that with this kind of premise set up, eventually you're going to have at least a couple of stories revolving around that. It makes sense. But honestly, this is really still too early to tell what to really expect. We have a few images showing this brand new art style, and it's a very chibi style where the characters' heads are quite literally the size of the rest of their bodies, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on what the staff does with it. And given that the original voice actresses are returning for this new interim series, it is giving me hope. I have to believe that they wouldn't sign on for something like this unless they were believing in the product in some way. Perhaps it may not live up to G4, especially since if this is supposed to be a series that leads up to the next movie, which is going to be September of 2021, and the next movie is supposed to bridge the gap between G4 and G5, maybe this is supposed to be sort of a short-term thing. Something to put on Discovery Family and little short pieces on the My Little Pony YouTube page, but I suppose it is a better alternative than going the entirety of next year without any new My Little Pony content to watch. We'll have to wait and see how well it turns out. In the meantime, though, I'd very much like to hear what each of you thought when you first saw these images. And given the premise behind this show, what sort of slice of life stories do you think that the staff is going to come up with for these characters? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because as always, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.